Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So today is September 25th, 2020, and we're getting ready to put the second layer on the greenhouse here. Now, this pipe here is 3-inch drain pipe that we're using, and what that's going to do is that's going to give the air barrier in between the two pieces of plastic. It helps to keep your greenhouse warmer. It also helps with wind, for wind resistance. So we have our channel wiggle wire here, and our other greenhouse wasn't done at first with the wiggle wire. I highly recommend the channel lock wiggle wire for these. It's so much easier to put your plastic in with them. Now it is kind of hard to get the wiggle wire into the channel, but it's a lot nicer for holding your plastic. So we did have to have the heat on a few nights. We had frost and it was down in the 30s. Now this greenhouse, we have sand down in the floor. It has the same type of heating system in the floor. It has the radiant heat in the floor, and we have this one here has air vents that open up and they close automatically. The sand can hold the heat. Now this is one of the pipes here for the radiant heat. Now this should be covered, and it is going to get covered again as you're walking around on it and stuff, settling. It's kind of bringing some of the pipes up to the top. So we're going to be putting a white plastic on this, and what the white plastic is supposed to do is it's supposed to bounce the light around. Now originally this was going to go on the inside, but there was a mistake with shipping, and the company did take care of it, and they accidentally sent us the wrong plastic, which is what's on it now, and then they went ahead and sent us this. So we're going to be putting this on the outside here, and what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to bounce the light around, and it's supposed to be really good for all year growing, which is what I do with my greenhouses. And so we'll see how this here works out. Now, I can't show putting the plastic on because it takes all three of us to get the plastic put on. So, when you put your plastic on, which we're probably going to be putting it on tomorrow, you want to make sure that it's not too hot out, because what can happen is your plastic can stretch on you, and then it will stretch too much and it will actually ruin your plastic. So, and you also want to make sure it's not too windy out. When you start trying to put your plastic up, if the wind's blowing, it will basically make like a kite out of it. And it's going to be really hard to hold on to, and really hard to try and get into place. Now, our drain pipe here is fastened with this wire, and each one of them is fastened down. What happened on the other greenhouse over here is they weren't fastened, and they tried to twist on us, and it kind of took away some of our air barrier, so we're trying to prevent that from happening again. But it is still working. It still has the air barrier with it, but we just want to try and keep the pipes where they're supposed to be. So what we're going to try and do with this one here is we're going to try and do an experiment with double plastic with roll-up sides. We don't see any videos for it, but we're going to try it. We're gardening in Pennsylvania in Zone 5B, and it can get pretty cold up here, and with winter storms and the wind blowing and stuff. But we're going to give it a try and see what happens. And you can see this one here doesn't have too much in it, but I am still growing some plants in it. Those tomato plants back there are over a year and a half old. I had them last year growing in here, and I just left them go in here over the winter because it's heated. and I was getting tomatoes off of them. I was using the Shanksite LED grow light, which I'll put a link down in the description for that. And I was using it over the winter time. We have it covered with a piece of foil, so the moisture can't get to the top of it. We have like an air barrier between, so it can still get air, but the moisture can't get it. And these are still going and giving. That's an early treat hybrid, Mr. Stripey heirloom tomato, and the little one there is an early girl tomato. Okay, so today is October 5th, 2020, and we got the second layer put on here. Now, it took a few days to get everything put in and the wiggle wire in and everything secured down. Now, this particular plastic is supposed to be good for if you grow year-round with your greenhouse. And it also can help with those sudden temperature, like when the temperature rises really quick in your greenhouse. So we had some more winterizing to do with it. We still have to get the electric put in it. But you can see the wind's blowing. It's trying to blow the door there. I have it open a little bit for some fresh air in there. And now this on the sides here is actually triple layered. And what happened was when we had to take the front side around, which we use clear plastic on the front and the back sides where the doors are, we put this, I'm trying to think of the name of it, foam stripping in here so we get our air barrier. And the air barrier helps to keep air in between your two layers of plastic, which will help keep your greenhouse warmer. So when this got wrapped around, we actually had to tape it to the other side of the plastic. And then when we layered this plastic over, we put our wiggle wire through. Because it was really hard with 3 layers of plastic here to get this wiggle wire in, but we did manage to get it in. So this here is, it's roll up sides on both sides. And we rolled the plastic the opposite way, so the wind shouldn't be able to get in under it. Now we are going to put more stuff over this to weigh this down to make sure that the air and the wind can't get under it and unravel the plastic. So we have our wiggle wire in here for the channels on the other side, and the wiggle wire is in here. And we have the 2 layers in here. So this layer is stretching down over across here, and this is going to give more insulation during the winter time. Now, we have our strips in here of the foam to keep our air barrier in there. And we really like the roll-up sides, but we wanted to double layer it for over the winter time. And you can see the outside of the other side here, and this one here has the roll-up sides with the plastic, the double plastic. And you can see we laid the stuff across the pipe here to try and help prevent the wind from getting a hold of it and getting the plastic up on it. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how this does over the winter time. And this is the back side, the back door of the greenhouse. So I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. So I didn't have the door shut because I wanted some air in here. So we did have to close the vents off because the vents were automatically opening, and that's nice, but the problem is for these particular vents, it was a little, they opened at 40 degrees, and it was getting too cold in the greenhouse by letting them open. So we did have to seal them off. And over here. So now we have the doors where we can, you know, let the fresh air in. We didn't really want to seal them off, but it was just getting too cold in here. So what we're considering doing is taking one of the extra pumps that we have and hooking it up in here to get a little bit more heat in here. It's really nice in here, even though I have the doors open. It's still really warm in here and it's really nice. I just want to let some fresh air come in because the plants here, they're taking up carbon dioxide and they're releasing oxygen, and I want to make sure I get a nice air exchange in here. So you can see the strips that we have in here for our air barrier, and then for the sidewalls we have the big drain pipe in here to help with the air barrier, so it stays warmer in here. Now this white plastic is actually pretty neat so far from what I'm seeing. The sun's not out today, but I was in here the one day when it was out and I thought, you know, how is this gonna work because it's white, because the plastic isn't clear. But I was in here the one day and the sun came out and it was like a fluorescent light would have been turned on in here because it was shining through, but it was bouncing around. It was actually more light in here than what was coming through, which is what they say this plastic does. So I'm kind of curious what it's going to do. Now my paper daisies here, and this is one of my paper daisies, it's not opened yet, it's not ready to open yet. I was concerned because I thought, you know, how is this going to get enough light through? And I came in the one day after it was on and the sun was out, and you know, it looked like the fluorescent light and my flowers were opening. So it is letting enough light come through, and you know, they're still opening and growing for me. I don't see anything where it looks stressed or anything like that. They still look like they're getting the light that they need, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it does. And these are my winter crop pansies here. I decided it'd be nice to have some pansies over the winter time. And they're so pretty. So I have one here that's going to get ready to bloom soon here. This is either a pansy or a viola. I had a mixed pack that I had found. I collected some seeds and I put both pansies and violas in there. So I'm not exactly sure which one that is. So it's going to be exciting to see that one bloom. But I have started to adjust my watering because it's cooler out. I don't need as much water for my plants as what I had normally needed. Now, I do recommend you water your stuff in the morning. Here you can see the sun's coming out in here. So you can kind of see how this looks now. And I don't know if it's as bright on camera as for what I'm seeing, but it's like you have a fluorescent light shining in. And they do tell you on the plastic that there is a certain side that's supposed to face in, and we have that facing in. Now normally they put the white plastic on the inside, but due to the mix-up we had to do the opposite. But it should still work from what we understand. And I mean, the stuff is still blooming, so that's a good thing. But back to what I was saying, sorry. I did start adjusting my watering for in here. I do recommend you water your stuff in the morning. That way then it'll have a chance to, that way then the moisture will have a chance to evaporate out of the greenhouse. We do have a little bit of condensation on the plastic, but it's not nearly as much as the old greenhouse. There's something different with the old greenhouse and the new greenhouse. The old greenhouse, it doesn't matter, it doesn't seem to matter too much how you water it. It's wet in there. This one here is drier. I don't know if it has something to do with the sand floor or what exactly it is. I'm still trying to understand and figure out the difference between them. It could be the way that it's shaped. It could be, you know, it has the two doors on it. So I know the two doors help a lot with airflow, and I know we have the fans running over in the other greenhouse, to try and dry it out in there, and I have the one door open on it to help get some fresh air in there. But it is a difference between the two. So I've been working on transplanting stuff here and getting it ready. Now we are going to be we plan on putting lights up in here, and we are going to put a fan in here. We plan on putting a little fan in, and first we have to get the electric in. And then, you know, we'll get the other stuff put in then. And one of your biggest things with greenhouses is controlling the humidity in it. And that's why I'm keeping my stuff drier. And I'm trying to remember to get it watered in the morning. And if I do have to water anything closer to night, I barely water it. I just water it enough to hold it till like the next day. So as this continues to grow and we go through the winter time, I'll come back with more videos. I'm looking forward to getting to use it over the winter time. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button. That'll tell us I put a new video on. You can also follow me on Twitter. I have a link down in the description for my Twitter account. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye!